What is going on, everybody? We have made it once again to Wednesday night, which means you are here at YGYT Youth Group on YouTube. I, of course, am DJ, and this over here is Grayson, and we are so happy to be here with you. Grayson, how was your week? Couple weeks. It's been 2 weeks since we were here at YGYT. What have you done in that 2 weeks? School
and gymnastics.
School and gymnastics. Let's give some shout outs here. Who we got? We've got Anna Satterley. Aaron, I'm pretty sure, has just camped out here. He's been here for hours, just waiting for us to come on at YGYT. We've got Lexi is on here. Who else? Let us know in the comments if you are here. We are so glad that you've come to join our little time of craziness that we got going on. We've got some fun things. I think they're fun things. Somebody called you out, Grayson. I don't know who it was, but somebody after our last episode of YGYT, if you remember, we played Are You Smarter Than a First Grader? It's where apparently I learned that there were how many oceans? You remember how many oceans there were? Apparently, there's 5. I did a lot of research in the last 2 weeks on this mysterious 5th ocean. And while I still have my doubts, yes, there is 5 oceans apparently. But somebody has called out Grayson and said, hey, it's not fair because she's in first grade. So they suggested, which we have accepted the challenge. Tonight, we are going to play what? Are you smarter than a second grader? That's right. We are going to test our second grade knowledge tonight because somebody who chose to remain anonymous called out this beautiful, intelligent darling and said, hey, let's turn it up a notch. So tonight we are going to play Are You Smarter Than a Second Grader? We're also going to play a game called Worse or Worser, where you have to decide which one she thinks is the worst of the two. We'll get some points on the board. We'll see what's going on. I'm really excited, actually. I haven't forgot about prizes, okay? So some of you think I've forgot. I haven't forgot. I have a list right here that everything's on. Here's what I'm waiting for. And I'm going to give a shout out to Aaron. Aaron has designed some awesome YGYT t-shirts that he sent me a couple weeks ago that I think are absolutely amazing. And so we are going to order some of those YGY t-shirts, and those are going to be coming at you very soon as your prizes. What are you nudging me for? What's up? In a minute. Hold on. All right, so YGY t-shirts coming at you sometime here in the near future. We're going to put together a form and all that stuff. So that's going to be awesome. So shout out to Aaron. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for being so awesome. Thanks for being so dedicated to this crazy little YGYT show that happens here in my basement. All right, now I need to talk to you about one more thing before we get into the games, okay? One more thing. This weekend is a huge weekend for us as a student ministry. If you remember, we are still mourning the loss of our winter weekend, the greatest event that never happened, which was supposed to take place back in March, but it didn't because of coronavirus. So we have decided, a long time ago, we are going to do a fall retreat. We decided this is going to be a hybrid retreat. That retreat is happening this Friday and Saturday, and I cannot be more excited. We've been working on this for a while now. Many of you are signed up. Here's what I need you to do. If you are not signed up for that retreat and you are planning to go, we need you to sign up. So the link to do that is in the description of this video. It's the summitstl.info/fall retreat. I need you to go there and sign up because it's very important that we know how many people are going to be at each location. If you missed last week or the week before when I explained this, hybrid retreat basically means you are going to gather together with your small group. So people the same gender as you, around the same age as you are, and you are going to spend a weekend with them. So it is Friday, 6 to 9, Saturday, 10 to 2. Those times are rough, but it's not an overnight thing. And several people asked me this, even if you can only make part of it, that is totally cool. This is a 100% free event. So if you can only make it on Friday or only make it on Saturday, no big deal. We still want you there. But regardless, you still need to sign up. Okay, so make sure you do that. Link in the description. Go sign up. Go figure out where your group is meeting at. The addresses are there. All the information is there. If you or your parents have any questions, please feel free. Reach out to me. My contact info is on there. You ready to play some games? I think that's all that we have. What is happening here? We're a little excited because last week we weren't here, so we have a lot of YGYT energy that comes out in this face that we are ready to roll. All right, here we go. It is time to play Are You Smarter Than a Second Grader? Okay, so here is how this is going to work. Same way it did with Are You Smarter Than a First Grader. I found a second grade quiz. I believe it is a 10-question quiz that you are going to go against Grayson here. We're going to see who can get the most points, if you can beat Grayson or not, in Are You Smarter Than a Second Grader. Whoever has the most points on the board at the end will be the winner. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's an 8-question quiz. So 8 questions to determine, are you smarter than a second grader? Most points wins. I need your answers in the comments before I give you the answer. Yeah, so that's what's up. Okay, ready to go?
Yes.
All right, question number 1. How many stars are on the American flag? 34, 50 and 8/68, 50, or 49? How many stars are on the American flag?
49.
Let me read it one more time. 34, 50 and 8/68, 50, or 49?
49.
You're saying 49. She's saying 49. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes. That is incorrect. The correct answer is 50. Lexi got it right. Aaron got it right. Anna got it right. Anna said 500. So Anna got it wrong. Nope. Anna, you got it wrong. Sorry. 500 is not the correct answer. But there are 50. Do you know what those stars represent? Do you know what each of the 50 stars represent?
All the presidents?
All the presidents. That's a good answer, but not quite. They represent all of the 50 states. For instance, what state do we live in?
Elementary.
Elementary. We live in the elementary state.
Is that correct?
That is not correct. We live in Missouri. Missouri. What state were you born in?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
Georgia.
Georgia, thank you. Yes. Okay, we're going to work on that later. All right, question number 2. How many stripes are on the American flag? Apparently all we talk about in second grade is the flag. But how many stripes are on the American flag? 13, 14, 15, or 16?
I'm going to go with 16.
You're going to go with 16.
This is definitely
Six. Is that your final answer?
Yes, it's definitely.
Anna is picking all of the answers. All of the answers. 13, 14, 15, or 16. What is your final answer? 16. Okay. 16 is her final answer. That is incorrect.
What?
It is 13. 13. Let's see. Aaron got it right. The Halsteads got it right. Anna did not get it correct at all. Aaron is 2 for 2. I believe the Halsteads are 2 for 2. Lexi, we did not get an answer. I'm wondering if her phone died. Grayson, you're 0 for 2, man. 0 for 2.
I can't do this. It's good at second grade.
Hey, don't blame me. They called you out. You accepted the challenge. What do those 13 stripes represent?
The 13. These are the presidents.
The 13 presidents. No.
What?
It is the 13 original colonies.
Hey,
I would ask you what those colonies are, but I don't think I could tell you. Virginia, Vermont,
I don't know.
Rhode Island, I don't know. Pennsylvania, Boston, that's Massachusetts. Massachusetts, Florida, Texas. Some of those. All right, next question. Who was the 16th president? Now I'm gonna wait because I want them to answer before I give you choices. Okay, who was the 16th president? You on YGYT have to lock in your answer. I'm going to give her the choices. 16th president. Okay, got some answers going in. Nope, Aaron, you don't get choices. No choices for you. The first answer that you type in is the answer that I'm going with. Okay, so here are the choices. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, John Adams, or Barack Obama. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, John Adams, or Barack Obama. Do I know? Yes, I do know this one. Take a good guess. A good guess. He wore a very tall hat. He was played by Daniel Day-Lewis in the hit film. This one? This one. John Adams. John Adams. That is incorrect. It was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. Aaron got it right. Anna got it right. Halstead's got it right. Grayson, you're 0 for 3. It's okay though, because you haven't been to second grade yet. So you're getting ahead of the game. All right. Finish this word. What? Finish this word. TH blank blank G blank T. I'm gonna type it out for them like I see it. TH blank blank G T. Finish that word. Yeah, it doesn't really give you any helps there. So I'm gonna help you out. This is your phone a friend question. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have it correct. We'll find out though. Huh? That's what you guessed too? I knew that's what you would guess. All right, what do we got? Aaron's locked in. Halstead's are locked in. Anna's locked in. The correct answer is thought. Aaron got it right. Anna got it right. Unfortunately, Halstead's, it's not the thought. It is thought. So Halstead's, you got that wrong. Aaron, I believe, is 4 for 4. Gracie, we're 1 for 4. Very nice. All right, next question. What is the 14th letter of the alphabet? You got this. You got this. The 14th letter of the alphabet. Count it up. Yep. Go count it up. Go crazy.
N.
N. You're going with N.
I know it.
Anna, Nicole, Aaron, all locked in. Guess what? They all said N as well. It is N indeed. Grayson, you nailed that question.
I knew it.
Very
Thanks,
nice. You have 2 for 5.
I know my
Nicely done. Nicely done. You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
I know my head.
Here we go. True or false? Hawaii is an island. True or false? Hawaii is an island. Do you know what an island is?
Yes.
What is an island?
It's like a beach.
It's like a beach? Kind of, sure. Yeah. So would you say Hawaii is an island or it is not an island?
It's an island.
She says it is an island. She says it's true. Aaron's locked. Anna's locked. Halstead's are locked. They also said true. It is true. Very nice. Yes.
I'm 3 for
You're
6.
3 for 6. 3 for 6. Hey, that's a 50%. 50%. We're closing in on a D minus, people. Closing in on a D minus. Question number 7. Who was the last, so outside of this president, which is President Trump, who was the president before this president? Was it Barack Obama, Abraham Lincoln, George Bush, or Harry Truman? Which one do you say? You're pointing to Obama. She's pointing to Obama. That is the correct answer. Yes, Anna is right. Aaron is right. Halsteads are correct. This brings us to our last question. Aaron is going for the sweep. Halsteads, I believe, are standing at 6 out of 7 because of the thought. Anna, 5 out of 7. Grayson, you are at 4 out of 7. Right now, I think if you get a 5 out of 8, quick math, that may be a passing grade. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Not sure. All right, here's the final question. Who is the best Avenger? Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, or Spider-Man? Who is the best Avenger? Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, or Spider-Man? Hey, don't blame me. This is a quiz brought to you by ProProfs.com. Apparently, this is what they teach in 2nd grade. I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you this answer. I don't even know that I would have whatever answer they're anticipating. Who is the best Avenger? Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Spider-Man. That's a tough one. This is tough. Aaron's saying Thor. Anna is saying all of them. She refuses to make up her mind. It sounds like she doesn't know. Halsteads are saying Iron Man. Aaron's making a case for Thor. Anna says that these choices are no good. Which one do you say? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. She's locking in Iron Man. Let's see. I would have said, I probably would have said Thor. Correct answer is Hulk. Are you kidding me? They said that the Hulk is the best Avenger. What in the world just happened? I have no idea what just happened. But there you go. That is Are You Smarter Than a 2nd Grader? Aaron wins with 7 out of 8. Grayson, congratulations on 4 out of 8. 50%. Hey, we're average. Average people. It's all good. Rocket is the best. The raccoon? No. Not at all. All right, we are going to go into our next game, which is called Worse or Worser. Here's how this game is going to work. Huh? No, not at all. Here's how this game is going to work. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios on our Worse or Worser board here. You then are going to decide which one she thinks is the worst of the 2. Okay? So this is not your preference necessarily. This is which one is she going to say is the worst option of the 2. So, no, I'm just going to tell you. Okay? So, here's the first one. Don't tell me yet. Okay? Which is worser? Being sucked up by a tornado or being stung by a swarm of wasps? Hold on, don't say anything yet. Which do you think she thinks is worser? Being sucked up by a tornado or being stung by a swarm of wasps? Now, what I would say, I feel like a tornado would be an adventure. A swarm of wasps would be terrible. That's my preference. Anna says the wasp might not kill you. Have you ever seen the movie My Girl? Yeah, if you think the wasps don't kill you, go watch the movie My Girl, because that kid would disagree. Also, the Hunger Games. Isn't there like a giant wasp creature in Hunger Games? Jumanji, the giant wasp in Jumanji that tear that poor lady's convertible apart. All right, let's see. Tornado, storm, wasp. Okay, got it. All right, Grayson, which one do you think is worse? Being sucked up in a tornado or being stung by a swarm of wasps?
Sucked up by a tornado.
She says being sucked up by a tornado is worser. So, Anna, you got that correct. And it seems that is the only one. That is the only one. So Anna's on the board with 1. Here's the next question. Remember, don't say anything. Which one do you think is worse? Eating a chocolate brownie with refried beans in it. You know what refried beans are? Like what we put on tacos. Mommy puts them on tacos. You know what I'm talking about? We had them, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, I know that.
Or eating an apple with mustard on it. Which is worse? A chocolate brownie with refried beans in it or an apple with mustard on it? Let them answer. Which is worse? Here's what I would say. I feel like the chocolate with the beans makes like a sweet yet savory, delicious treat. I could get behind that, possibly. Could be a great addition to Taco Tuesday. The bean brownie. Apples with mustard is gross. But it's not me that has to decide. It's you. Which one do you think she thinks is worser? All right, Grayson, which one is worse? Chocolate brownie with beans or the apple with mustard? The chocolate brownie with beans. It seems that nobody said that. They all thought you would say apples with mustard, which is what I would have thought you would have said as well. But you have went with the chocolate brownie with beans. Would you eat an apple with mustard on it?
I would try it.
No, you would not. Bet. Next week on YGYT, apple with mustard. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Next week. Tune in. Set your DVR. All right, we're going to do two more. Which one? Oh, I hate this one. Which one is worser? Living in a house with spiders or living in a house with snakes? They're both awful. In both scenarios, burn the house down. But which is worse? Living in a house with spiders or living in the house with snakes? Do you have your decision? Okay, don't say it yet. I don't even want to imagine either of these scenarios.
What would you say would be better?
What would I say would be worse? Snakes. I don't like them. No, that's gross. Grab a salt gun for spiders. Yeah, no. Think about when you sleep. All those spiders like in your mouth. One of my worst fears in life is because you know that they say like, oh, well, you know, the average human swallows 6 spiders in their life. What if you wake up while one of them's in your mouth? All right, Grayson. Which one do you say is worse? House of spiders or house of snakes?
I would say a house of spiders because spiders don't bite that much. They only sting. Snakes would bite. So
which one do you say is worse?
Oh, snakes.
Snakes. You would say snakes. Snakes would be the worst one. So it seems Halstead's got a point on that one. Aaron has a point on that one. Anna has a point. Everybody got a point on that one. I also would have said snakes as well. All right, last question. Here we go. Which one's worse? Nope, don't like that one. No. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. No, I don't like this one yet. Okay, this is a good one. I like this one. Which one is worse? Inhaling a bug, so like swallowing a bug by accident. Like you're playing outside, run around the playground, and then all of a sudden, and a bug. Okay. Or finding somebody else's hair in your food? Which one is worse? Inhaling a bug or finding somebody else's hair in your food? Now, I've been on both sides of this argument. I've inhaled a bug. It's terrible. Almost died. Tragic. I've found hair in my food.
Is that really true?
That is really true. Yes. Most of the time it's mommy's hair. But both are awful. What is it about hair? Think about this. What is it about hair that the minute it detaches from one's scalp, it's like radioactive material that nobody wants to touch? So bizarre. So bizarre. But it happens. All right, Grayson, which one would you say is worth? Inhaling a bug or finding hair in your food?
Inhaling a bug.
Inhaling a bug. Why?
Because you could always die you could die if you swallow a bug. And if you find someone's hair in your food, you could just pull it out.
You just pull it out. Doesn't matter what you find in your food. Hair, a Band-Aid, a fingernail, a toenail. You just pull it out. 5-second rule. It applies there, right? Well, everybody thought you were going to say hair in your food, so no points on that question. So I believe, if my tally is correct, the Halsteads and Anna tied on that one with 2 out of 4, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on our official scoreboard, that is what we have. So there you go. Worse or worser. Oh, apparently I was wrong. Anna wins 3 out of 4. I don't know that I trust Aaron's point keeping. Oh, okay. Well, Halstead said they only got 1. So there you go. Anna won that one. Aaron won. Are you smarter than a second grader? So whoever was the one who called out Grayson on that, you should be ashamed. But there you go. Are you smarter than a second grader? Maybe next week. Hey, let's just keep going. Are you smarter than a third grader?
No.
No. Next week is apples and mustard.
No.
That's what you said. You said you would try it. I have it. It is on video that you said you would try apples with mustard.
No.
Apparently, Anna Satterley just tried it. And that's gross. But props to you. Hey, get your head in the game because you got a week. You got a week until that happens. All right, Grayson Avery, as always, thank you so much for coming here on YGYT. What's happening right now? We've come to the point of our show where, Grayson, you were supposed to give some parting words of wisdom to help these people get through their week. What would you tell them? This is called dead air. What would you tell them? You don't know. If you had one piece of advice, let's say their schoolwork is really hard right now. What would you tell them to do? Try your best. That is a beautiful send-off. Try your best. When life
Give me apple mustard. I don't want it.
When life gets hard, try your best. And above all, don't eat apple mustard.
Don't even give me it. I don't want it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Grayson Avery. Grayson, thank you so much. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And take your exit. Adios, amigo. Apple mustard next week. She said, I'm not doing anything that she said she would not do. I mean, I'm giving her what she wanted. She said she'd try it. So that's all I can do. All right. So tonight I thought it would be interesting because just everything going on and us, getting ready to kind of come, with you stuff coming back together. Ooh, that reminds me. I do need to tell you one thing. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you next week. Come back next week and I will tell you what I was about to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you right now. But I was thinking, hey, it would be a great time for us to talk about what is the church? What really is the church? Because obviously in the last several months, we've really had to learn how to do church differently, not just in youth ministry, but also the church as a whole, and meeting online, and now meeting outside, and all of these different things, youth group on YouTube. These are all products of us having to adapt how we gather together. And so that got me thinking, what is the church? Because I think if there's one thing that we learned, or that I've learned anyway, these past several months, is that the church can never be canceled, right? I mean, think back to all the different things that have been canceled and are now being rescheduled or reopening or whatever. The church, in a gospel sense, can never be canceled, because I believe that the church is this: it's the people of God living on mission of God, living on the mission of God for the glory of God. So the people of God living out the mission of God for the glory of God. People, mission, and glory. That is the church. And as crazy as it sounds, us coming together for youth group on YouTube every week is living out the mission of God for the glory of God. The reason we are here together is to connect, to have fun, yes, to laugh, and also to make God's name known. I've talked to several different people that youth group on YouTube has been viewed by different people that I've never even met, especially throughout the week, because once these are over, it gets posted to our YouTube channel and people go back and watch them. And that's living out the mission of God for the glory of God. There's this awesome chapter in Matthew chapter 16. If you have your phone with you, or if you have a Bible with you, go ahead and grab it. Go to Matthew chapter 16 real quick. The book of Matthew is the story of Jesus, right? It's the first gospel. It talks about Jesus' birth, his life, his teaching, talks about his miracles. And by chapter 16 of Matthew, Jesus has been traveling around with this band of brothers, right? His disciples, Peter, James, John, Judas, all of these different disciples. He's been healing people. He's been performing miracles. He's been teaching and preaching. And his fame was growing very rapidly. In fact, his fame by this point has even gotten to the ears of King Herod, who was the king of the self-proclaimed king of the Jews, that he has even heard of Jesus. I mean, imagine, like, you know, if you're a singer, right, or you like to sing, imagine that your voice and how well you sing has reached the attention of your favorite singer, whoever that may be. And so Jesus's fame has reached extremely important people. However, Jesus also knew what was coming. He knew that he was headed for the cross. He knew that he was headed for death. And so he wanted to prepare his disciples. I mean, if I knew that my life was going to end tomorrow or next week or next month or a year from now, I would want to prepare my family and my kids for after I'm gone. And that's what Jesus is doing. He wants them to now carry out the mission of God for the glory of God. And listen, what he wants to do is he wants to establish the church. But he's not talking about a building. He's talking about a group of people. Here's what he says in Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through 16. He says, when Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples. So he gets them together. He asks them this question: who do you say the Son of Man is? Well, they replied, some say John the Baptist, some say Elijah, and others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. Then Jesus asked them, but who do you say that I am? And I love what he does there, because, you know, he asks this question, who do you say that I am? And I'm sure, you know, a lot of, John's over there like, some say you're John the Baptist. And, you know, Peter's over there like, others say you're Elijah. And, you know, Simon's like, some people say Jeremiah and or one of the prophets. And then he says, no. I don't want to know I don't want to know what other people, who they say that I am. I want to know who you say that I am. And then Peter answers, because Peter always answers. And he says, you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And this is a turning point in the Gospels. This is the if you're watching a movie, you know, and it starts out, you get to like the climax of the movie. This is one of the climax of the book of Matthew, that Peter makes this big confession. You are the Messiah. You're the Son of the living God. And Peter, he answers this question so profoundly, and I don't even think he knew it. But he asked them, who do you say that I am? And Peter is 100% correct, because listen to how Jesus responds to Peter. Verse 17, he replies to Peter, you are blessed, Simon, son of John, because my Father in heaven has revealed this to you. You did not learn this from any human being. Now I say to you that you are Peter. So he changes his name right here. Says, hey, you were Simon, but hey, now you're Peter, which means rock. And upon this rock, I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it. I love this passage, because even though Jesus spoke these words over 2,000 years ago, it's still relevant for us today. It's especially relevant in the world that we live in today. And so I just want to give you three things real quick about the church, about what the church is. So we already said it's the people of God living out the mission of God for the glory of God. But three specifics about what the church is from this passage. The first one is this: it was built by Jesus. The church was built by Jesus. Jesus says to Peter, I will build my church, which means that this church and every other church are a combination of his church. He is the architect. He is the builder. He's the owner of the church. Church was his idea from the beginning. And with that, he then has the ultimate authority over his church. He's going to continue building that church until the mission of God is completed. Second thing is this: it is built through people. Back in Matthew 16, when Peter made his famous confession, Jesus made it clear that he was going to use Peter and other people to build his church. The other disciples, me and you, if you've accepted Jesus, you are part of building that church. Notice here that there's nothing about a building. There's nothing about a building. There's nothing about a band. There's nothing about, youth group on YouTube and technology and all of these things. Rather, Jesus is talking about the people of God who are living out the mission of God for the glory of God. That really, the Greek word that Jesus uses here for church means God's called out people, God's people. This is really important, I think, for us to understand, because as Christians, we have this incredible privilege and this incredible honor to be part of something that is way bigger than you or me, way bigger than anything we could ever imagine. And it's the church. It's the church. Last passage. Paul says this in the book of Ephesians, chapter 2. We've been studying the book of Ephesians at church in our main services. But Paul says this, Ephesians chapter 2. He says, consequently, you are no longer foreigners and strangers, but you are fellow citizens with God's people, and you are also members of his household, built on the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, with Christ Jesus himself as the chief cornerstone. In him, the whole building is joined together and rises to become a holy temple in the Lord. And in him, you two are being built together to become a dwelling in which God lives by his Spirit. The last thing that I would say about the church is this: it's built to last. It's built to last. Jesus, he tells Peter back in Matthew 16, he says, on this rock, I'm going to build my church. And then he says this, and all the powers of hell will not be able to conquer it. And I know that some of you hear that and you're like, well, wait, did Jesus just say a cuss word? But don't miss the significance of what he says here. He's making sure that people knew there is nothing that can stop his church. And even though we have to deal with a lot of evil in the world, they had to deal with a lot of evil then, we have to deal with a lot of evil now, we have to deal with things like pandemics and disasters and all this stuff. Jesus still says, the powers of hell will not conquer my church. I read an article today, and we'll wrap up, but I read an article today about how in the last 6 months since March, the church has grown. I mean, think about that for a second. That back 6 months ago, almost 7 months ago, wherever we're at now, right around March, and churches all across the country, across the world, started shutting their doors. The buildings started shutting down, but yet the church in the last 6-7 months has continued to grow. It's gotten bigger. More people have come to know Jesus. More people have become part of the church. Why is that? Because the church, the way that Jesus designed it, was built to last. So I hope that gives you a better picture of what the church is all about. That whether we understand it or not, the real question is, what do we do with it? How do we respond to it? And I would say this: we need to remember that the church is a group of people of God, living out the mission of God, all for the glory of God. That you are part of the church, so that wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you're around, you have the opportunity to be the church, to encourage people, to minister to people, to meet the needs of people, to share the gospel to people, to encourage each other. That's what it means to be the church, and nothing can conquer that. All right. That's another installment of YGYT. Thank you guys so much for logging on, hanging out with us. I always look forward to going back and looking through the comments, because if I read them as they're going, then we would never get anywhere here. But anyway, love you guys so much. Super excited for those of you that are going to be able to make it to the retreat this weekend. It's been awesome being able to see some of your faces on Sunday, but we have a lot that's coming up here this fall. DJ didn't even acknowledge that I wasn't at school, and I thought I talked to you today. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, I'm losing it. So that's what's up. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Love you all. Praying for you every day. Please let me know if you need anything. Sorry, Anna. If not, I will talk to you later. Hope to see some of you this weekend. Be safe. Take care.